Hi, this is Jon Rasmussen. Today I'd like to speak to you about something called spiral dynamics, and it has to do with how we relate mostly to one another. And what the idea here is that there are stages of human development that we go through as we learn new things, as we grow, as we expand, as we change our perceptions. And as we do that, we move up in a kind of a spiral manner. It's a way to think about it. It's not that you go in one direct line or that you change completely. You pretty much stay as the same person, but you move along in a way that you develop and look at things differently in a kind of a spiral fashion. And the idea here is that all humans are completely diverse. Everybody's at a different point in their journey, in their life, in how they think of things, the influences and the upbringing they've had. And each of those parts of the spiral, there'll be other people that also have a similar view, similar perspective, a similar sort of stage of development, if you will. And we'll recognize that. The thing is, though, that as we move along that spiral, it's really sort of unconscious to us. And the thing is that we always sort of think that we're only familiar with where we've been. We're not familiar with what's ahead in the spiral. And so when we tend to meet somebody that's different than us, that doesn't match exactly where we are, the tendency is to try to assign them to one of the places we've been, where we're familiar. We tend not to recognize that this person might be further along or further up the spiral. And so the whole point of understanding this is to understand that there'll be times when indeed you are at a certain point and you meet someone that's clearly where you've been, and it's really your responsibility to bring yourself to where they are in order to have rapport, in order to have an understanding and to get along and to maybe even help them move up. If you meet somebody you don't understand, it's important to entertain the possibility that they could be somewhat above or beyond where you've been. And so not to immediately assign them to another part. And this is sort of what's happened throughout history with great leading edge thinkers and prophets even, right? Where, nobody understood these people and they really thought that they were either crazy or that there was just something fundamentally wrong with them, and then they would persecute them, for example. And so it's just important to understand this dynamic, to understand spiral dynamics in a way that before you act, before you make a decision as to how you're relating to somebody else, that you aren't immediately putting them into a place where that's a complete misunderstanding of who they really are, where they're coming from. But to be open to the possibility that they may be able to pull you ahead or that you might be able to pull them further. But it's important to make that connection first. We have to have rapport. And so it's the responsibility of the person who's familiar with where another person is to come back to that level, so to speak, and establish that rapport. And so that's what I wanted to share with you regarding this concept of spiral dynamics. Thank you.